Hey Shifter, welcome to the shift. This is a reading for Gemini. Gemini seekers, seers, existential shifters. Let's do this. I'm working with the Tarot of the Divine. They're so pretty. You'll see in a sec. Happy October. Happy air season. It's really great for you. We're starting off with a death card. It's like the eclipse in Scorpios be like, I'm in the house. I don't care. It's at the end of the month. No, I'm here now. Okay. Major transformation, major change. There will be no looking back with this energy. It is a very transformative change. Pluto just moved direct the day I'm recording this, which is very refreshing. For those of you who are Gemini rising, Pluto moving direct in your 8th house. Oh look, 4 of Wands. Is this a happy reading? Maybe your finances will begin to be in order. Maybe this change is super positive. You're moving into something very stable, very grounded, a loving commitment, an engagement, a relationship, a moving together. It could simply be the holiday season. We are celebrating in October Sukkot. It's a Jewish holiday that symbolizes the temporary home that you live in between the time of slavery and the time of liberation, the path to your home. And you celebrate it with joy because you understand that even though you're on the bridge, it's a good thing because the bridge leads to where you want to go to. So whatever changes you're undergoing now, you know that they're very positive. You know it's leading to the 4 of Wands. There's a purpose in mind for all this transformation, for all this letting go. You're putting the past behind you and you're making room for the future. Future partner, possibly. Future home, possibly. Maybe both. Okay. 2 of Pentacles and Knight of Wands. There's about to be a dilemma of some sort that you'll have to decide swiftly. You will need to decide here or there and then act on it fast. This is not an energy that allows you to take your time. Maybe you've been undecided for a while, and this Death card and Knight of Wands are kind of pushing you to take a direction. The good news is you know the right direction. You know what it is you want. You know where it is you're heading to. So there's no point in lingering. It's also exciting. It just brings with it somewhat of a question mark. Can you take everyone and everything with you on the ride? Probably not. So you are asked to make priorities. What goes first? Who goes first? Knight of Pentacles. You know the answer. Maybe you just don't want to be the person who says it or does it, but you know the answer. Maybe you pretend to deliberate, to wonder, because you don't want it to seem too easy for whoever is on the other side of this dilemma. Something that will start fast will have the potential to become long-term, but it will require your intent and investment. Knight of Coins here. Maybe you're being offered a job somewhere far away. You know, maybe you're making a big move, or you have made a big move. Maybe it's not necessarily work related, could be love related. King of Wands and Queen of Pentacles. That's pretty. Very fiery, warm, sensual interaction with someone. There's a sense of being enamored and admiring, seeing someone as your equal. Maybe you're meeting someone that you feel like, oh my God, this is someone that I can really see eye to eye with, and they're at my level, and I don't have to like look down at them. They're as intelligent, they're as capable, they're as independent, but they're also very grounded. I'm picking up on a question of good versus bad for whatever reason. I don't know if there's some sort of moral dilemma that is going to come through in the next month. Go with the objective truth of the earth. What would Mother Nature say? Right? In humanity's subjective perspective, we are superior, hence, for whatever reason, we think it gives us the right to use and abuse other life forms and species, which is ridiculous, right? Ironically, us thinking that we can do everything because we're more intelligent only proves that we're less intelligent. So, to go by our reasoning, if intelligence is a sign of rulership, we shouldn't be ruling. Anyway, if you want to make the smart decision that will get solidified by spirit and by nature and by the elements, think, what would Mother Nature objectively think of this? Now, of course, I'm guiding you to be happy. Let's make it something that also aligns with you. Let's find the silver lining, the combination of you and Anima Mundi and the collective spirit. And I think if your mindset will be guided by that, it will be easy for you to find that path or make decisions based on it that will benefit you. Something has to end in order for something to be able to exist and get solidified. Ooh, the High Priestess. How pretty she is in this deck, right? Gorgeous. There's Divine Feminine here. Queen of Pentacles, High Priestess, something about the earth, nature, animals, femininity, magic of the elements. Why is it coming through for you? You're diving into a realm that is deeper than the realms you've met before or you've been introduced to before. We have the Death Guard and the High Priestess here. These are very like, other realms, other timelines, other perspectives, mindsets that are more esoteric, deeper, mystical, mysterious, but they hold a lot of power to make you and the power to break you. And it's all about how you utilize this power. Do you humble yourself in the face of it, or do you try to utilize it for control? I think some of you, a lot of you actually, are going to find yourself at ease in the next month. Now that Pluto is moving direct in Capricorn, I think it's really helpful for you. Saturn will be moving direct as well at the end of the month on the 23rd or on the 24th. There's a lot of like really big collective celestial events, but they seem to affect your life on a big scale, but in a way that kind of puts you on your throne. It solidifies your power. I think a lot of you are in a place that can handle this. Maybe someone is trusting you with some sort of knowledge or information or teachings. You're learning a different elements to you. And there is something, I'm talking amorphic because there's something very amorphic to this. Like it's very lucid, the message here, almost dreamy. Some of you are going to find yourself in a foreign place, maybe in an actual geographically foreign land, um, or a foreign person. This could be a foreign person, someone or a place with a different culture, a different type of people, different type of mindset. If this is a person, then they come from a very different culture and mindset, and they open you up to a whole new world of understanding it and the world in relation to it and yourself in relation to it. It kind of humbles you in ways of like, oh, there's so much more to learn about this, about life. But it's positive. I don't see like, it's not a belittling humble pie. It's a nourishing humble pie. You feel good about it. You enjoy it. You're even excited and curious. I see a whole new world opening up to you. It's almost like walking in the jungle and it's very thick and bushy and you can't see ahead at all. If you have a machete and you're clearing the path, and then suddenly out of the blue, the plantation opens up and you can see past it, and there is a path and there is a trail, and you take it and it leads to an open field with tons of new plants and all kinds of life forms, and it just, and the air looks a little bit different, the colors are more vivid, and maybe there's a tribe there, or maybe there's a village there, or maybe there's a town there, and it's like people you've never seen. That place wasn't even on the map. It's almost accidental, but very intentional energetically. um, i think this I think the eclipse is going to open this portal for you. Maybe journal about it, whatever your experiences and encounters are in the next month. Journal. It's like an accidental Indiana Jones type of adventure. And oh my God, I love, oh, look at what it brings to mind. So you see her here. I suddenly pick up that it's the same woman, the same girl. You're going from being this timid damsel, young woman who, you know, fears, has fear in the face of forces that are so much bigger than her, right? Mysteries and riddles and everything life has to offer. And she's learning them, and it's overwhelming to her. And then she grows into this high priestess, right? Into this wise woman who, you know, makes medicine out of poison, or it's very easy for her. It's like no longer scary. The transformation is within you. Like you've reached this phase in your process, in your growth, in your journey, where you've mastered this, path of transformation and death and rebirth and shadow work and changes. I see you, many of you have been like, I think you're very worldly, well traveled. You've experienced all kinds of cultures and languages, and you've had many opportunities to either settle or to find yourself, but until now you've never found the place that actually clicked, that okay, this is my person, or this is my place, or this is my thing. And I feel like this month brings, kind of solidifies a sense of belonging. Why? Because you find yourself, you find your own inner power. You recognize yourself for the first time in the mirror. Um, you've grown into yourself, right? And suddenly everything feels belonged, or makes sense, or it's just easier to meet someone that is suitable to you, because you know your code, so you act accordingly, and that makes it easier for someone who's fitting to that to recognize you or to be drawn to you. And I see you holding a secret, or you're dealing with someone like that. This could all be someone that you're dealing with. Anything else for Gemini? All right, I need to straighten my back. It's true. Anything else for Gemini? Okay, I have Three of Swords and oh, wow, okay, and Empress and Ace of Wands. So the rebirth here is very powerful. We start with the Death card and we end with the Empress and the Ace of Wands, which is absolute life force, right? It's the spark of life. It's the birth of life. It's literally the seed goes into the womb and creates life. Okay, and that's alongside the Three of Swords, or right after the Three of Swords. So there's a sense of betrayal and disappointment of something that wasn't right anyway, um, wasn't meant, wasn't aligned, and you've been beating yourself up. There's a sense of self disappointment, or disappointment with someone else, feeling deceived or lied to or played. But it's a breakthrough. Now that you know, now that whatever it is you find out, now that you know what you know, whatever this is, you get to really create the life that you want to create, that you can, that you should. Your creativity is going to be booming after you cross this bridge in this reading. Bridge is crossed. You're finding your place. You're finding your. There might be a pregnancy, surprise pregnancy, perhaps for some of you. If that's not something that you want, then I recommend to be cautious. Some of you are reconnecting with the mother figure. There is a mother-daughter thing coming through really strongly. And the Ace of Wands here feels really connected to the King of Wands. I feel like in the Knight of Wands, Four of Wands. A lot of Aries energy. Taurus. I feel like this King of Wands is delivering very powerful news to the High Priestess, which makes the High Priestess and the Queen of Pentacles to combine, to integrate into one, and it bumps her into this Empress status. So someone might be, raising their status by virtue of being associated with you. It could be the other way around. Maybe someone associates themselves with you, and that gives you a bump in your status. Could be in finances, could be in status, could be in stability, could be in many things. Let's look at the cards and see what else can come through. I'm going to do the Existential Shift spread where I take the major arcanas. Death card, High Priestess, and the Empress. This is literally the eclipse in Scorpio and then followed in November the eclipse in Taurus. And this is, it's so like Persephone in between Demeter, her mother, and the kingdom of the living, and her husband Hades and the kingdom of the underworld. And there's little Four of Wands, like marriage. This could be someone literally making vows and getting engaged or getting married or going into a commitment with someone that it will require them to be half the time in one place and half the time in another place, right? Like because they live somewhere that is far away from the other person's home or family. So it's like I see like 6 months here, 6 months there, kind of thing. So Knight of Wands, Knight of Pentacles, King of Wands, Queen of Pentacles, so fire, earth, and Ace, 2, 3, 4. Wow, 1, 2, 3, 4. Cool. And the Death card is 13, sums to 4, and High Priestess is 2, and the Empress is 3, so it's 2, 3, 4. I'm looking and I'll start talking in a sec, so just give me a moment. So, on a very mundane level, there could be like a new falling in love or a new relationship that requires ending another relationship. There might be somewhat of a dilemma, and then one person remains disappointed and feeling betrayed, while the other two are coming together into a commitment. I do see a situation like that where there's another person um, that something is ending with, and another person that something is beginning with, and there's this transition. But I feel like there's a lot of wisdom involved in the way you deal with it. It's almost like you do the best you can under just inconvenient circumstances, but you you're doing your utmost best so that there's the least level of disappointment or pain other than like outside what is just naturally and natural and inevitable, right? Um, I do see a possible child or two children involved, so this could be maybe the past relationships you have children with them. I see like for some of you, if there's a separation, then and more than one child, I see like one parent taking one child and the other parent taking the other. It's very specific, so don't worry about it if it doesn't apply to you. But this new connection, there's this very strong attraction, very strong physical attraction, very strong um, energetic bond, but it's also physical. It's not just in the spirit world. It's also spiritual and true and transformative and educational and healing sometimes in a challenging way, but like it forces you to face yourself, through the eyes of the other person in a way. There's something very healing about them. Could be you as well. Hmm. It's pretty, pretty. 223344. I'm gonna do something 1 second. A lot of juxtaposition in this reading. It's the fire people, earth people. I knew something was missing. No water. Yes, you can say that the death card is water because it's ruled by Scorpio. But other than that, there are no water cards here. So no flow, no emotion. This is so this is based in desire, based in not even so much mentality, and I feel like it's just one disappointed person in this algorithm. I'm sorry, in this equation. So practical decision making, desire and wishes, aspirations, status, creativity. But where is the emotion? Pour heart into this, Gemini. There's something suddenly something gets cold here in the energy. It's like I'm picking up on some energies of seekers who've gone through so much that something was turned off in their emotional space. It's like they operate on the other elements, but they kind of gave a break to the water element, to the heart, to the faith. It's almost like, yes, I know that there is mysteries and there is magic and there's all kinds of other dimensions and other truths to learn, but that doesn't mean I have to believe that there's some sort of intent behind it. The Empress is very nourishing, yes, but I am somewhat bothered with the fact that there is no cups on the table. Just be conscientious of that. Check in with yourself. Do you allow yourself to feel pain, or do you cover it up with constant giving to others and focusing on the world and on your studies and on your goals and on your decisions and on your money and on your creativities and relationships? Like, do you actually take a moment to address the pain, the grief, the loss that came as a price to all this knowledge and experience? You know, I see there's someone very wounded and betrayed here. They've been carrying it. They're cutting through their own wings. Someone that lost faith that any of it. This is someone that feels alone in the world. Even if they're surrounded with people, they feel alone in the world. I feel like someone feels like they got abandoned by spirit. Or just abandoned maybe by their environment. It doesn't have to be like a divine entity. It could be people in their life, whatever. Mm. Hmm. 423, 432, 234. Maybe something with April 23rd is coming back around. Something that happened on or around April 23rd, the last one. Um, that is significant somehow. Okay, guys, if you want to deepen your esoteric studies, Tarot Masterclass Bunkai is available for unlimited streaming on Patreon, where everything is, including other VIP content. So check it out. If you're new and you're still around at the end of the video, be sure to subscribe. Everyone, be sure to press the like button to help this echo. I love you, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now.